It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe and Carrie.
You can listen to us on the K92.3 app and on this podcast.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Miss Carrie Mack. It is Friday, Carrie. After the program today and a couple things of work, I am off to Okoboji. And I did get a nice tip yesterday after I asked, by the way, about where to go in Okoboji. So
yeah.
I'm not sure if Carrie or Kari, C-A-R-I, multiple ways, is listening yet this morning or not. But she said the Barefoot Bar is a staple in Okoboji. So I'm going to have to check that out. Big shout out to Carrie or Kari in Cedar Falls.
Yeah, no, that's cool. You're going to have a lot of fun this weekend for sure.
Yeah, it'd be a great time. Hang out with my family, my uncle's family. It'll be a good weekend for sure.
Yeah, no, that's going to be fun. I still don't know if I got approved for press access for this game.
You might just have to buy some tickets.
Or maybe, I don't know. There's a lot going on this weekend. I have a work thing that I have to do.
That's right.
I probably should do some driving for work too. You know.
Oh, yeah.
The ride sharing.
Lyft in or Uber in or Uber Eats in or DoorDash in. Yeah,
I should do that to make some, to start making some extra money because, I don't have any excuses now because my weekends are free again for the most part.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
Right. It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. We've got the 5-second rule game. Carrie really needs this game a lot every morning to get her brain going. Because when she wakes up, I'll tell you what, there ain't a whole lot going on up there, all right? This game is designed for her.
Do you want to think about what you just said? You want to think back on what you just said? You want to go back?
I am ready, though. Are you?
I don't know. My brain's not working yet.
All right, well, let's get it started, Carrie. In 5 seconds. I apologize. That was me.
No, it was.
In 5 seconds or less, can you name 3 accents you can do?
British, Australian, and Minnesotan. The loons.
Okay.
I just can do your wife's
Basically
accent.
my wife.
Yeah, I can do a good impression of Corey.
That's right.
The loons. Oh, Gabriel, what are you up to today? Come on, I can't believe it. Nona. I
don't know. That might be a little aggressive for Corey.
That's when she has some drinks. When she has some drinks, the accent really comes out, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nona, get over here. Nona. Okay, Gabe, can you... Do you
remember that, 5 seconds too long conversation we had?
No, because my brain's not working. Gabe, can you name 3... Can you name 3 female athletes?
Of all time or just now?
Whatever comes off your head.
Lindsay Whalen. One of my favorites. Minnesotan. One of Iowa's favorites, Caitlin Clark. And I will also go with Shawn Johnson, Olympian, also from the great state of Iowa.
Yeah. Did you hear that Angel Reese partnered up with Reese's peanut butter
Which is
cup?
just excellent.
That is such a smart move.
Yeah, that is marketing just written for you.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Awesome. All right, Carrie, can you name 3 things you can do to wake yourself up in the morning?
Have some caffeine, have a cold shower, do some jumping jacks, I guess.
Beautiful.
Get the blood flowing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I love the dad dance moves you've got going on over there. Gabe, can you
name... I'm getting the blood going.
Okay, Gabe, can you name 3 things
I think I'm going to sneeze.
Can you name 3 things that you think that both... Bless you. 3 things that both you and your dad probably do. Things you have in common. Like traits you have in common.
Okay. We both play golf.
Mm-hmm.
We both are very outgoing.
Mm-hmm.
And we both like spicy food.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Carrie, in 5 seconds or less, I want you to name 3 schools. High schools, not universities, just 3 schools that exist.
Turkey Valley. We went to that one last year for Football Friday. Wallenpaupack, that's my high school.
Which is a fabulous name.
Yeah, Wallenpaupack. And then there is, I'm trying to think of another one. St. Charles. No, Charles City. Charles City, that's what I'm thinking of.
You know what's funny? There's a St. Charles by Winona, Minnesota, where I moved from, so that would be correct.
Oh, well, look at that. Gabe, can you name 3 colleges?
Just in general?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to pull some out of the back pocket here,
Okay.
Carrie. What about Coe College in Cedar Rapids?
Okay, that's a good one.
I can't remember why, but I saw that school pop up in something I was reading the other day.
Okay. Probably because they're all going back to school.
Yep. We're going to go to UNI. Got to show some love for the home school here.
They have their first football game this weekend.
That's beautiful. And then another college just for fun. Let's go with Ohio. The University of Ohio.
Not Ohio State?
Nope, the University of Ohio. The entire state, your favorite
Yes.
of all time. I said that because that's where your Syracuse football team plays.
Yeah, they're playing them this weekend. It's gonna be a good weekend for college football for sure.
Yeah, when do the Hawkeyes play again? I'll have to look this up. Saturday, August 31st.
Yeah.
Against Illinois State. So if you're a Hawkeye fan, you have to wait until next week.
Okay.
Does your brainstem feel warmed up?
It feels very warmed up.
Me too. I'm with you. It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. And this morning we want to know something that you know has been explained. Mm-hmm. It is well known amongst people throughout the world. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, you just can't wrap your head around it. I know mine right off the bat, Carrie.
Me too. What's yours?
Mine 1,000% is crypto.
It's just fake money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Isn't crypto just kind of sort of worth what we all say it's worth? Isn't it the second none of us want crypto anymore?
Yeah.
It actually is worth nothing? I don't get it. You can't go to Target and spend crypto, can you?
No, I don't know. Or
I don't get it.
It's like the same thing with Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, just cryptocurrency in general. Bitcoin, whatever. Yeah, same thing. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't. Honestly, I don't really get it. I don't understand the hype behind it either.
And there are people who've invested thousands, if not millions of dollars into this.
It's just Webkinz money, essentially.
Yeah, it's just internet tokens.
Yeah.
Which I know isn't exactly right, but I don't understand. And I know I probably could take or I could watch a Crypto for Idiots YouTube video.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, I don't want to.
Yeah.
So I do not understand crypto, even though all of the details one could need is obviously on the internet.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why the second we don't want crypto to be worth anything, it just isn't.
Yeah.
Right? Or no? Is that stupid?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to crypto. I'm not a crypto bro, unfortunately.
Me either. What do you got for me, Miss Carrie? What about you?
For me, mine is very basic. I live with this thing all the time. I need it to survive. I don't know how I would get around without it. The internet. How does Wi-Fi work? How does my phone... No, sincerely.
I know it's so true.
How does my phone know that there is a router that has, Carrie Mack's internet box right here? How does that little wave get to my phone?
Yeah, I mean, it sends some signal through the air. I'm sure that obviously you can't see,
yeah,
feel,
why can't
or touch.
I see it?
Yeah, but your phone can see, touch, and feel said wave.
Where is the internet?
Yeah, you want to know what I think, too, about those routers?
Yeah.
How do they set it up to the exact spot it stops? Why can't my phone grab my router and Wi-Fi from here?
Yeah.
How do they get it? Hey, I'm going to cut off this imaginary line the second you're on the street.
Yeah, why can't I get my internet when I'm on the first floor of my apartment building?
Exactly.
But I can get it when I'm on the... I don't understand the internet.
Either.
I understand how to turn the router on. I understand how to... Bluetooth.
Yeah.
That's another thing I can't wrap my head around.
Yep.
How is it that my phone can connect to a vehicle?
Yep. I don't know how it works, but I know one thing. I get upset when it's malfunctioning. I'll tell you that.
I complain about it, and then I call up my internet provider, and I'm like, why isn't this working? Oh, you missed a payment? Well, whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Let us know on the K92.3 app or Facebook. Just to get your brain going here, I went with crypto. Carrie's going with just internet and internet service and things like that. What you could say things like, how do big, heavy planes fly? This thing weighs a gajillion pounds, and it flies at hundreds of miles per hour, thousands of feet in the sky.
Yeah.
Things like that. Or if you're an Apple user, the cloud. All your stuff's just in the air.
I don't understand that.
Yeah. Let us know what you think here. Something that you could understand if you really wanted to figure it out, or at least it's been explained, but you don't get it.
Like, I've heard so many people question, why is the sky blue? But sincerely, why is the sky blue?
It's the K-Country Morning Show. My name is Gabe Glidden, and Iowa Hawkeye football begins on August 31st as they take on Illinois State, and there will be one person missing from that game, maybe multiple, and that would be head coach Kirk Ferentz. Suspension is being brought down to Kirk Ferentz due to a recruiting violation, as it's possible they talked to quarterback Cade McNamara before he entered the transfer portal in 2022, which seems like a very ticky-tack suspension to me. I bet if you dug through just about every college football program across the country, you could find little violations like this with the transfer portal and players talking to coaches, players talking to players, which I don't think can lead to a suspension, but it's hard for me to believe Kirk Ferentz is the only coach in the history of college football to have talked to a player before they've entered the transfer portal. Either way, the suspension will be coming for that first game. I think the Hawkeyes will still take care of business. Jordan Davis is on the way. You can also read more about the suspension on the K92.3 app. We've got Jordan Davis coming up and your Nashville news on the way here on the K-Country Morning Show.
It's the K-Country Morning Show on K92.3, and it's time for your Nashville News Minute. It was just announced that Miranda Lambert will receive the Country Icon Award at this year's People's Choice Country Awards. Miranda will be the second recipient of the honor, following Toby Keith in 2023. A statement from NBC Universal said a tour de force in country music for more than 20 years, Miranda Lambert's groundbreaking albums continue to capture the hearts of fans all around the world. We're so excited to celebrate her career, fierce individualism, and innovation in the industry with the Country Icon Award. Miranda can add this Country Icon Award to her 3 Grammys, 8 CMT Music Awards, 14 CMA Awards, and 35 ACM Awards. Let me just tell you, I don't know where she keeps all these awards.
I wonder if she has a special, at this point, a special room, but I was going to say like a special closet, or she probably needs a whole section of a house.
I bet she has some in like her studio, and then she has some in like the living room, and then honestly, if I won awards, they'd be going in the bathroom.
Sure.
Yeah, because,
that's so you can get some reading done.
Exactly. But also I'm worried about the cats, like, snatching them. That would be my concern.
They're probably pretty heavy duty.
Well, you don't know the damage my cats can do. The 2024 People's Choice Awards take place on September 26th, live from the Grand Ole Opry stage. They'll air on NBC and Peacock at 8 p.m.
Well, way to go, Miranda.
Yeah.
I like that.
Check out the full story on the K92.3 app.
Should be a pretty laid-back day for you. I don't feel that bad. Yeah. I'll feel bad for you on like Tuesday.
I'll feel bad for you on Wednesday. That's what's going to be happening. But we hope you have a great first day of school. Parents,
yes, we do.
You can open up that bottle of wine right now. You can set up the bubble bath. Well, I know a lot of kids have like a shorter day today, so it won't be too long. But they're going to get a bit of taste of back to school season, so that's pretty exciting.
I might have to sneeze, so there might be a chance for you to kind of do this for me. Do you want to maybe tell us what's coming up here?
I got you. Let me tell you what's going on in a few minutes. If you're like me, people explain things to you all the time, and there are a few things that you just can't wrap your head around. Like for me, I learned about photosynthesis. I understand photosynthesis, but there are certain things that have definitely been told to me as I've been blue in the face, but I just can't wrap my head around. Let us know what that is for you on the K92.3 app or on Facebook, K92.3 Waterloo. I know we talked about this earlier. I will say this again. For me, it's definitely Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. I understand how to set it up, but excuse me, are there little aliens talking to my device? What's going on here?
That's right. Let us know things that have been explained to you, but you still cannot wrap your head around. I have another one, Carrie, I did not mention earlier. I don't know if it'll be as popular, but I still don't understand it, and I'll explain why in about... It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Miss Carrie Mack. It is school today, and we want to do a little bit of learning this morning ourselves.
Educating.
On the K-Country Morning Show. What is something that has been explained to you maybe not hundreds, but it's been explained to you multiple times, and you just cannot wrap your head around how it works, why it works, when it works? Let us know on the K92.3 app or Facebook.
Or it's something that, feels like it should be pretty obvious, but you just don't understand it.
Yeah.
You cannot wrap your head around it. For me, it is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. How Are there little aliens that are talking to each other in my router and in my phone, like getting the connection figured out? Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't understand. What else don't I? There's plenty of things I don't understand. Why the sky is blue, I know there's a reason, but I can't remember what it is.
Sure. I'm sure it has to do with some type of reflection from the sun and whatever, but you're right, I'm with you. I have no idea.
Let me look this up.
I don't know if I remember learning that ever in school.
I remember learning it.
I don't know if I did.
I know why plants are green because of photosynthesis.
Sure.
I know that. I know mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
That's right. What a callback. I have one that's I didn't mention it earlier, but I do have one that I don't understand, and I know there's a reason for it. And once again, it has to do with the sun and evaporation. But if you are someone who waters the grass, right? They, and by they, I just mean, the experts, I suppose, recommend that you don't water your grass like late in the day or like at night, which I don't really know why anyone would water their grass at midnight anyway. But they recommend, you water your grass in the early morning. That way it can soak into the soil, evaporate, the sun, yada, yada, yada. I don't know exactly the science behind it. But they say you really shouldn't do it later on in the afternoon, late in the day, because it doesn't give the water time to evaporate or whatever.
Yeah.
What I don't understand, because what can happen is you can cause like fungus to grow in your grass or whatever, right? I do not understand this, Carrie. Do you know what happens all the time at night? All the time. You know what happens all the time late in the day? It rains. Where does the water? I mean, you think Mother Nature's just going to give itself fungus? I know this can happen, but it rains all the time at night.
Okay.
So, if you water your grass at 6, 7 o'clock, how is that any different than when it rains at 2 in the morning?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is it took me a minute to get there, but if you have a sprinkler system, they always recommend doing it in the morning.
Yeah.
And then it has the all data, whatever. But it rains in the evening all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't get it.
I don't understand morning dew. Like, it didn't rain last night. Why is the grass wet? Someone explain that to me. Something else I don't understand, but it took me a minute to even understand what was going on there. But I see what you're saying. I see, what's the difference?
Yeah, how can Mother Nature, it rains here, right?
Yeah.
And your grass doesn't all of a sudden just have fungus. You'd have to really be overloading your grass with water for that to happen. Because it rains at night, in the afternoon, when it's cloudy, all the time. All the time. So you think Mother Nature has some kind of defense against that from infecting itself with a fungus.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So I don't get it.
Okay. Something else I don't get is how cats know to go in the litter box.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you know to go in the litter box, but dogs don't?
Yeah.
I got my cat at a certain age where they knew how to go in the litter box.
Sure.
Even as babies, I feel like they kind of know.
Yeah, kind of. I think sometimes if they're young, you might have to help them and set them in there and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably something with instincts. I'm not sure. That's a great question. We have 5 of them, and we just always kind of set them in there, and eventually they just go in there.
Yeah, they get their newspaper and they call it a day. According to NASA Science.
Oh, wow.
Because I was wondering why the sky is blue. Sunlight reaches Earth's atmosphere and is scattered in all directions by all the gases and particles in the air. Blue light is scattered more than the other colors because it travels at shorter, smaller waves. This is why we see a blue sky most of the time.
Well, there you go. You learned something new today.
There we go.
Maybe they'll teach that at school today.
Hey, kids, if you're looking for a fun fact, we gotcha.
Right. On the way, we have Nate Smith, we have Florida Georgia Line, and then we'll get to what you have to say. Something that, it's been explained to you, but you still don't get it. I'm not going to dive on into this, but cryptocurrency, I've heard all about it. I kind of guess I know what it is. I don't get how we can't just kind of snap our fingers and decide it's not worth anything. But we'll talk about all these coming up in about 10 minutes here on the K Country Morning Show. It's the K Country Morning Show with Gabe Lennon and Carrie Mack. Who's this?
This is Maxine. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. How are you doing, Maxine?
Doing wonderful. This beautiful day outside, so can't complain.
That's right.
Awesome. What can we do for you?
Well, I was just calling in. You were just talking about things that you just don't understand.
That's right.
And I'm going to go with my remote control. I cannot figure it out, and my teenager has explained it to me over and over, and I pick it up, and I cannot operate that stupid thing. I want power, volume, channel. I want nothing else, and it has 10 million buttons, and I don't know what they do.
Why do we need that many buttons?
I don't know. Like I said, I just want on, off, channel, and volume. That's all I need. And it has, like, how many extra buttons? And if you press them, you get lost somewhere in television land, and you can't get out.
And then all of a sudden you have the Spanish captions or something?
Oh, my gosh. It's awful. I'm like, nope, I can't do it. I can't do it. He has to figure it out and operate it, and he just rolls his eyes every time I get stuck and have to have him explain it to me.
So do you have, like, a Roku remote? Do you have a Roku TV?
I don't even know. It's whatever TV I ended up inheriting from my grandmother when she went to the nursing home.
Okay.
And it sits there. I can put a movie in the DVD player.
Hey, that's a great start. And
you have to, like, switch the settings, right?
Kind of automatically does. If I just open the DVD player and put it in, it automatically pops everything onto where I need it to, and then I can be like, yes.
We love that.
Okay.
It's like a crock pot. You set it and forget it. Wait until you dive on into multiple remotes.
When you have multiple TVs and they all operate with different remotes.
I have 3.
I can't. I'm sorry. I know that should be easy, but it's just beyond me.
It's the K-Country Morning Show, and no matter how many times this has been explained to you, no matter how many TikTok or Instagram reels you scroll through, no matter how many Facebook posts you see, you just don't understand it. You can't wrap your head around it. For me, there are multiple. Well, probably for most people there's multiple, but crypto, I kind of don't get it. Can't the second we just decide, like, this isn't worth much. I can't spend it at Target. Can't we? Isn't that kind of just the death of cryptocurrency? And once again, I am stupid. So if you do understand crypto and think I'm totally wrong, I totally respect that as well, because I don't know a thing about it. Also, I don't understand why you can't water your grass after 6 p.m. It rains all the time at night. All the time. Most of the time, it rains after 6 o'clock. So I don't understand that either.
I don't understand Wi-Fi. It drives me nuts. Like, how does my computer know that there is another, like, there's a router over here that can give me information? I don't understand that. And then something else I don't understand. What was it that I said? Oh, it was a good one too. Oh, morning dew.
Oh, yeah.
Why the heck, if it didn't rain, is the grass wet? What is going on there?
I love that. There are a lot of these on Facebook. I love all of them.
We got some on the K92.3 app as well. Iowa Girl said, Internet, I have no idea if this is anywhere near correct. Think of the Internet and Wi-Fi kind of like radio signals. It goes through the air and nobody can see it. It stops working at some point. Yada, yada, yada. Doesn't sound right, Iowa Girl.
I mean, it might be right. I have no idea.
I don't know. Maddie from Cresco said aircraft carrier ships, the ones for the military, both how they float and how the planes don't go in the ocean for that matter. Any boat/ship, how do they float with all that weight? How do boats stay afloat, and how do they not all sink like the Titanic?
Or like cruise ships that are cruise ships are almost their own little country.
That can have a little city on it,
yeah.
like a Des Moines sized city or something like that.
And they're so tall. How are these things not top heavy?
Exactly.
And just like fall over.
That's it. How do they not just like tip over? Like they might stay afloat, but like how do they not just, Yeah.
It's incredible.
Matt from Waverly said taxes.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I will say this.
As far as filing them, I just push all the buttons.
I will say this. I don't understand how the government can get mad at me if I file my taxes wrong, but they already know what I owe. Why do I have to go through all this rigmarole? Like, why do I have to do that?
It's just an accountability check, I think. I have no idea.
How many Americans really are accountable these days? Only the ones in the Cedar Valley are accountable, I'll be honest.
I will say taxes are so, I want to say simple. They're not always simple. That's not the case. But it's so nice that you can just upload like a photo now or just pay someone $100 to do it.
Yeah.
Just pay somebody. It'll save you a lot of headaches.
We got some good ones on Facebook. Brittany had a few. She said the fact that we can never actually touch anything, this is the physics statement. If electron repulsion prevents us from ever truly touching anything, why do we perceive touch as a real thing? The answer boils down to how our brains interpret the physical world. And then she goes on to explain it. And
this is deep.
Yeah. She says what it boils down to, if for some god-awful reason one atom came into real contact with another, something very bad would happen. Wrap your head around that.
Wow.
I won't. That's the thing. Electrons. I can't even see them. I don't understand it. Brittany said time. I cannot wrap my head around time. That's a good point.
Time.
Like.
That's such a big, giant statement, though.
Yeah.
When you think about it, because what does she mean? Time, like how much time you have, how much time there is until something, what time it is, how time goes by slow when you're bored to death, when time goes by fast when you're having fun. That's a big giant statement. There's a lot in there.
Like, I don't get it.
On the way, Tim McGraw and some more of your comments coming up. There's a fantastic one from Elizabeth on Facebook that we have to share. To this day, I don't quite get this. And in my brain, I picture it like when you're in the shower and the water goes down the drain. We'll talk about what it is in about 10 here on K92.3. It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. What is something that you just can't seem to wrap your head around, no matter how many times it is explained to you? And there's just a beautiful answer from Sarah.
Yeah?
Starting the zero-turn lawnmower, which I love. This sounds a lot like our remote control phone call from earlier. You know, there's probably some buttons. There's probably something you have to push when you're holding this. You have to push in this pedal to hold down the brake, maybe, whatever the case may be to turn it on. And I'm with you. I hate when I get a new, whatever the case may be, lawnmower, weed whacker, snowblower, whatever. And you're sitting there trying to figure out how to turn it on the first time. So I am with you, Sarah. Starting them lawnmowers can be like doing rocket science.
Well, speaking of some sort of science, Jenny and Tori both said algebra.
Oh, I never.
I'm sorry.
I can't. I'll be the first one to say it. Never passed. Well, algebra, no, it was geometry I couldn't pass. I got through algebra, thank God, but geometry never got passed.
Somehow I passed trig, and honestly, that was by the grace of God and maybe buttering up my teacher. Michelle said, where does our new skin come from that we grow? I understand all our organs grow, but where and how does our skin grow?
It's a great question. Isn't that what dust is when you're cleaning your house? Isn't it
lot
just
of that is
dead like skin?
Probably. Most of it is probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Think of that the next time you get out the old Pledge and your whatever you use to dust.
My dust is even more paler than the average dust. Betsy said stock market. I don't understand that either, honestly.
It goes up and down.
There we go.
That's all you need to understand.
All I know is that when I'm invested or anything, it's always going down. Crystal said how faxes work. They start out at paper at one machine, go through a phone line, and print out on paper on a different machine. So confusing. What even is a fax? It's so confusing.
Be honest. Have you ever sent a fax before?
I've had to
I think I've sent a digital fax. I've never sent a fax that you see in movies from World War II or something.
I don't know.
I've never seen a fax like that. Are you sure?
I think faxes were more like the 50s and the 60s.
Oh, well, sorry.
World War II was like telegrams.
How about Vietnam then?
There we go.
In those Vietnam movies when they're sending faxes.
About the Watergate scandal.
Yeah, I've never done that. I've sent digital ones.
I've had to scan things and then fax them over via computer like you said.
That doesn't count.
Let's see. Elizabeth said
This is the one.
What and how a black hole works. Honestly, I've watched plenty of sci-fi movies, watched plenty of Bill Nye the Science Guy, and I still have no clue what black holes are. All I know is that they're scary.
Yeah. Have you ever taken a shower in your life, Carrie?
A time or two, I'll admit it.
Yeah, you know when the water goes down the drain?
Yeah.
That's how I envision a black hole going. Anytime you're done using the bathroom, boom. That's exactly what's in space. That's my guess.
Like a little whirlpool.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just some spinning kind of deal.
I know it stretches time and matter and stuff, or it slows it down. All I do know is Something you can wrap your head around is the fact that we'll be giving you a chance to win Independence BBQ VIP Craft Brew Zone passes.
That's coming up after 8 on K92.3.
And you can have a lot of fun. I don't even know what that was. Sorry, I got a little too excited there. But the Independence BBQ going on this weekend, Saturday, August 24th. Gabe, you've been to it before. You've had a lot of fun at it.
I have spent an afternoon at the Independence BBQ. I have been there.
Yeah.
It was a ton of fun. It was a blast. The weather was great. I enjoyed just shaking babies and kissing hands. It was a fun time.
Yeah, people were like, hey, stop shaking my baby. Have a beer instead.
Yeah, something like that. And to be honest, something that I would say plenty of people weren't as interested in. But there's this disc golf course on there, so I had kind of fun watching the guys play disc golf. It was right around the area, not like in it, but right around.
I got
The park was cool. There was axe throwing, obviously. There was the BQ part of Independence BQ. And then, yeah, there were plenty of craft beers open to try. These VIP passes will get you in an hour early.
That's pretty impressive.
You can kind of essentially cut the line.
Woo.
Now, when everyone's there, there's no budging.
Yeah, there's no.
But as far as time, which we have had explained to us a billion times and can't wrap our head around, at least you get to go 3 instead of 4.
Yeah, you get 1 extra hour. You get some more time there. So that's coming up in a few minutes right here on the the K Country Morning Show.
Yeah, there we go. It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Miss Carrie Mack. And it is that time you have been waiting for this morning, your chance to win some stuff. And by win stuff, these are VIP passes.
Yeah, VIP Craft Brew Zone passes to the Independence BBQ going on this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be a great time. It's
Yeah.
going down tomorrow, and obviously in Independence, a place that has a little special spot in my heart. I am kind of bummed I can't go this year. I was able to go last year. I was asked to go this year, but sadly, I've kind of had a family reunion deal in the plan in the works for months, so I can't quite make it this year. Hopefully next year I'll be able to enjoy it. I'm kind of bummed I won't be there, but I do hope you have some fun with Johnny, who will be there on hand hanging out, and I hope you try as many beers as you like, responsibly, of course.
Independence BBQ going on tomorrow, August 24th at Riverwalk Parks in Independence. The VIP tasting opens at 3 p.m. So if you end up winning, you're going to be there for a hot second. You're going to have a lot of fun.
Mix in a water.
Yeah. Hydrate.
Definitely do that.
You know those liquid IVs?
Yep.
Yeah, just try some of that beforehand. Have a hearty breakfast, have a hearty lunch, and get ready to have a lot of fun at the Independence BBQ going on tomorrow at Riverwalk Parks. We're giving you a chance to win VIP Craft Brew Zone passes. All you gotta do, call us up 833-4985, caller number 9. You will get to go.
Ready, set, go. Good luck. It's the K Country Morning Show. Who's this?
This is Melissa.
Well, Melissa, how's your Friday treating you so far?
It's good, and I'm going to assume it's getting better.
Oh, you know what happens when you assume, though, Melissa, right?
I know. I guess I shouldn't assume.
Melissa, today's Friday. Do you have any kids maybe having their first day of school, or do you have to go to work today? Anything like that?
Well, I took today off. My kids go back on Monday because we're from Independence and not Blackhawk County. So we're enjoying our day together. So.
Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. Get those kids in school on Monday so they can have an entire week of learning. Let's go,
Exactly.
Independence.
Oh, my God.
I'm fired up. I knew I loved Independence.
Gabe doesn't have kids, and he's fired up about this. This is actually wild. Melissa, how old are your kids?
So I have a 6th grader, a 4th grader, and a kindergartner.
Oh, they're all going to school.
Yeah, so they're not
They're
all of legal age to drink.
No, but that's okay. I can do it without them.
They're not even close. You are caller number 9. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, guys.
We hope you have a blast tomorrow, and it sounds like you don't have too far to go. You could just get yourself a nice bike and bike on home if you had to.
I don't even have to get one. I have one. So.
Oh, that's
look at
beautiful.
that.
Congratulations. We hope you enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, and we hope the kids have a great first day at school next week.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack, and college football is officially back tomorrow as the Panthers will kick off this season tomorrow at 4 p.m., kind of a mid-late afternoon game, which is very exciting. Who do they play, Carrie?
So this will be a home game against the Valparaiso Beacons. Here's the thing. If I can't pronounce it, UNI is beating them. That's my
probably
prediction.
a safe bet.
Yeah, safe bet.
Watch this be just the greatest team in the history of I don't know where they could possibly be from. Wyoming?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up.
All I know is that when they come here tomorrow, they're not going to know what hit them when the UNI Panthers are ready to go. But if you're going to cheer on the Panthers tomorrow in person, there's a few things you should know because they changed up things at the Unidome and at the McLeod Center. Just a lot of stuff going on for home games right now. Officials from the college announced in early August that there will be a new clear bag policy for UNI home games. This new policy goes into place at the beginning of the 2024-2025 school year, which, hey, look at the time. That's now.
That's right.
Yes. So you can check out all the details on the K92.3 app. The new policy says that if you're heading to the Dome, you can bring clear bags made of plastic, vinyl, or PVC that do not exceed a 12 by 6 by 12 inch size. A 1 gallon resealable clear plastic storage bag. You can bring that. And small bags, not necessarily clear, that do not exceed a size of 4.5 by 6.5 inches.
Okay.
Yes. But if you need to see this written down, you can check it out on the K92.3 app. Purses, backpacks, printed pattern plastic bags, try saying that 10 times fast, are not allowed, as well as duffel bags, fanny packs. Only if there's some sort of medical necessity behind them are they allowed. But you can read all the rules and regulations on the K92.3 app.
I did find out which state Valparaiso.
Okay, let me guess.
Is from.
Do we know what the, okay. Can I get a general region?
I would say it is west of Pennsylvania and east of Boise.
Is it in
It's in the Midwest.
Is it Minnesota?
No.
Illinois?
No, I would know that, Carrie. No, I'm just kidding. Illinois, no.
Is it Nebraska?
No.
What is it then? What else is there?
Indiana.
Ew. Well, the UNI Panthers are going to beat them when they play them at the home game tomorrow. So check out all the details in the K92.3 app.
Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. And every morning, right around, like 6:50-ish, Carrie, you share with us just Nashville news. What's going on in the country music world, the country music space.
Yeah.
Or just like kind of country in general. Could be country lifestyle, country living, anything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Our Nashville news, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have something kind of like that for you here today, except it has nothing to do with country music actually at all. But it is a little music history for you that involves Iowa that I thought was kind of interesting.
Okay, right on.
Can I go ahead and be like you and do this? Can I play this?
Yeah.
Okay, this involves the Beatles.
Okay.
The rock band.
Yeah.
Have you heard of them?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Okay.
Maybe tell me more about this.
Okay.
Because I'm intrigued.
I was curious. So 60 years ago, this August, the Beatles, one of the most influential musical groups of all time, embarked on their first proper North America tour.
Okay.
It was back in February 60 years ago that they played their first show here, but their first real tour was in August of 1964. So I kind of went down this rabbit hole. I wanted to know, did the Beatles ever visit Iowa? Did they ever play a gig here?
Did they drop by the Iowa State Fair, had a corn dog?
Because I think about this, right? There's the Surf Ballroom in Iowa. That was originally in 1933. A fire destroyed it. They rebuilt it in 1948. That was long before the Beatles were really the Beatles, essentially.
Yeah.
Not only that, but there's all kinds of historic venues here in Iowa. The Adler Theater Doors in Davenport, Hoyt Sherman Place in Des Moines, the Paramount Theater Cedar Rapids, the Val Air Ballroom in West Des Moines, the Engler Theater in Iowa, any of the other ones you can think of, right?
Mm-hmm.
From what I can see, and all of my digging, the Beatles have never performed in the state of Iowa, not once. Now, Paul McCartney went on to perform in Iowa. But,
and Ringo Starr probably
and Ringo,
did too.
yes. But, it's not the Beatles.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. The Beatles never played in Iowa, not one time.
I kind of believe that.
I find it hard to believe.
I mean, when you're that big of a group and you're not from America, you're going to go to all the big spots, right? You're going to go to California, New York, maybe Texas, maybe Chicago. I think Chicago is probably the closest the Beatles ever got to here, probably.
They played in Minneapolis, or I guess technically at Met Stadium, but they only played in Minnesota once.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like they didn't come to the Midwest.
Yeah, but they hit up all the major cities.
I don't know, but what was considered major in the 60s?
Like
there are all kinds
Minneapolis,
of theaters here.
Chicago, New York City, California, Los Angeles,
Des Moines
all
is a
those.
pretty big populated area.
But I think compared to the rest of those cities that were named, it's relatively smaller. And it's not as, like, I feel like Iowa in general just isn't as well known. So those foreign bookers probably weren't being like, hey, we should really hit up Cedar Rapids, Des Moines.
Well, the reason why I say that is the Beatles have ties to Iowa. That's what is surprising to this here. According to the Des Moines Register, where I found this old story, the Beatles called themselves the English Everly Brothers, which was a nod to Don and Phil Everly, who sang on their parents' radio show in the mid-1940s in Shenandoah, Iowa.
Okay.
If I'm saying that correctly. Mm-hmm. So they heard some Iowa program and wanted to name their kind of nickname after that, which was interesting. Also, in Fairfield, the band had a spiritual advisor. I'm not even really going to try to say this, but it's Maharishi Yogi, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
He founded this university, and it was these spiritual principles that helped guide the band between Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band, the album, and the White Album.
Oh,
So,
I forgot about that.
there's so many, not so many, but they have ties to Iowa. Never played here, though, which I found kind of surprising. You can read more about this on the K92.3 app. Happy 60 years for the first ever Beatles North America tour. It's 9:01 and 60 and sunny right now. Happy Friday from the K Country Morning Show. Happy first day of school. If your kiddos by now are probably in school. So happy first day of school to them. Hope maybe you're at home, hopefully enjoying your day off. My mom always took our first day of school off.
Oh, that's sweet.
Always took it off.
I love that. So
Every single year.
Make sure you're prepared and all that stuff. But
No, I don't know if that was it. I think she wanted to make sure we got on the bus to get out of the house.
that's fair. Our winner of the Independence Rubik's, Melissa, said that Independence goes back on Monday.
Yeah, so they do not start today.
Yeah, so they still have some more days of summer left for them.
That's right. Sam Hunt, Old Dominion, Cody Johnson coming up, and then we have to talk about something kind of fun. Speaking of Fridays, it's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack, and there's something we've been having a lot of fun with the past couple of years, actually, on Fridays that involve high school football and potentially your school.
Yeah, we've been doing these football Fridays where we've gone out to schools before the game, just hung out with some listeners, give out some stuff, have some fun, and just like hype you up as you get ready for your team to take on the other team. So I've had a lot of fun with it over the past few years. We've been to some great schools. I know we went to Turkey Valley. We've gone to Janesville. And we want to know.
Jessup. We've been to Jessup.
Exactly. That was the first one last year.
Yep.
And we're starting to get some of the schools together. We're starting to figure this out. So if you have any suggestions on schools we should hit up, let us know on the K92.3 app.
Yeah, basically we show up before the game. We hang out for an hour or so. We play some tunes and just kind of hang out and get ready to celebrate the fact that school's back, that football's back, which we know which one of those is more important. Let's be real.
School.
Okay. And we just enjoy spending time and hanging out with you for, an hour or so on Fridays. So let us know, as Carrie said, where should we go? Is your school interested? Message us on the K92.3 app. K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. And if you haven't found someone you connect with, maybe cross-check this list with your online dating profile. What are these, Carrie? Some icks?
Some icks. As someone who is, how do I say it?
You're online dating. You're perpetually single. You don't have anyone else. Oh, is that too on the money?
No. I think it's very, Gabe, I want you to think.
I'm just kidding.
I want you to think.
That was rude. I apologize.
Was it kind? Was it insightful? Was it necessary? Excuse me.
Isn't that what your sister always says?
Yeah, what she says to me. Did it add any sort of meaning to anything?
I mean, it made me laugh. Which was not
it kind?
Nice.
Was it?
I apologize. But
I am in the dating scene, and
Yes.
let me just tell you, it's rough out here in these streets. It
Is
really
it?
is. It's hard to meet people. Like, they're like, just go to a book club, go to this, go to that. Oh, it's so tough.
Do you go to those?
No.
Well, then who do you have to blame but yourself?
Well, I'm on the dating apps, and it's just as bad, let me tell you. Everyone is garbage. Everyone is trash. and I am just a piece of the trash in the huge dumpster.
Now who's mean, Carrie? You're calling everyone garbage.
I just said I am a piece of trash in the dumpster.
In the collective
in the
dumpster?
collective.
Okay.
We're just trying to find like a half-open bag of potato chips that someone didn't eat. You know,
they left the crumbs at the bottom that you pour in.
I'm just looking for like 1/3 of a Red Bull. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Someone polled 1,000 people who use dating apps and asked for the biggest online dating ick. And if you're not familiar, an ick is something that like, you know, it turns you off. It's a turn off. It's something that just makes you go, ew, no thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So things that immediately turn you off. Here are the top 5. Gabe, I want you to guess a few of them. What are some of the biggest icks for online dating?
For online dating? I would say pictures with like ex-girlfriends or ex-boyfriends.
I don't see that. I mean, you can't really tell. There's something that drives me nuts is when you're on like a dating profile.
Oh, I know one. Okay, I think I got an idea.
Go for it.
What about pictures where you can't tell who's the person in it?
That's one of my icks.
Okay.
Like, if that's your first photo, I'm swiping left. I'm swiping no.
Right.
But the number one top ick for people with online dating is negativity or bitterness.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're supposed to be presenting your best self. I don't know if you
and if
really,
that's your best self, you got to keep trying.
Self is complaining.
Get to the drawing board.
Yep.
Another one is heavily filtered photos. A big ick. Like,
oh, can I tell you one of my icks if I was online dating?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen someone where every picture kind of looks the same?
I've
The
seen
angle is sort of the same.
Yep.
And it's always tilted the same.
Yep.
It's like, all right. Let's get a little more creative.
Yeah.
Just how about use your left hand?
Yeah. Or maybe just like a full body pic. Not like in that way, but like, you know, like full. I want to.
Oh, I get it, Carrie.
No, but I don't need to see, you know, the same exact angle. I'd like to see some variety there. Being too materialistic. 62% of people said that's one. Like multiple photos with you, with your car.
Okay.
Like, you know, if you got a Lamborghini and you're showing it off on the dating app, come on.
Well, what if it's a hobby? That might be different. But how many? Like, you don't need like 12 photos.
Exactly.
Of it. Give us your 2.
Exactly. A general lack of effort. Let me tell you, there is nothing worse than people who.
I would guess there's a lot of this.
That like they just put together their profile like 2 years ago and they just like hardly respond, or they're like LOL.
Sure.
That's it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the one, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
Let's step it up here. Poor grammar or spelling.
I wouldn't care about that. That wouldn't bother me at all.
I would.
I'm a horrible speller. I'm not going to judge anyone for their spelling.
It just, to me, it makes you seem lazy. Just like throw it into ChatGPT.
Maybe they just didn't care. And they're just typing.
Do you think I want someone who doesn't care?
Well, whether they care about their dating profile, that doesn't necessarily mean they won't care about you as a person.
But how do I know? How do I know? If you're not showing that you care, I don't want to be a part of this.
I'm a horrible speller, so I don't blame anyone for that.
That's why you're married.
K92.3 with Gabe Glenn and Carrie Mack. And Iowa is now home to America's longest paved trail loop. Are you telling me? Me and my dog Nones can go on a walk and set some kind of record potentially?
I'm going to be honest, Gabe. I don't think you could walk all of this in a good time. I'm going to be honest.
How long is it? Is this a challenge? I will do this whilst we do this program at the same time.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something I've learned about Iowa after living here for the past 4 years. There are some very good stereotypes about Iowans. They will always send you home after dinner with a Tupperware full of leftovers. Yep. They're rooting on their favorite college team just as loud and just as like passionately as any major league team, and they love biking.
Sure.
I mean, RAGBRAI, you know.
Yeah, massive.
2 and 2. The math is mathing. Well, this is pretty exciting. A project that has been in the works since the 1980s has finally been completed. Yeah.
I read ahead. I'm not doing this.
Officials from the Iowa Natural Heritage Foundation announced that the Let's Connect project has concluded, making this paved trail loop America's longest. It connected 2 bike trails and transformed them into one large loop that is now one of the longest paved bike trail loops in the United States. So once the project was completed and the 2 trails were connected, the entire loop measured out at around 120 miles.
Which is like 4.5 marathons.
Yeah.
No, me and Nona ain't doing that.
I told you you couldn't do it.
Well, how about like half of like one section?
Okay. So here's the 2 different trails that were combined to make one. The High Trestle Trail that starts in Woodward, Iowa, and it runs 25 miles. It's a converted rail trail and is held up by 41 steel frames. Wow. And the other one is the Raccoon River Valley Trails. It was part of this project. It's located near Jefferson. This loop takes about 32 hours to complete and is about 107.6 miles. So, Gabe, do you think you and Nona could do this realistically?
Maybe we should do this and we'll turn it into some kind of fundraiser. And I'll just get a tent. I'll sleep on the side of the trail with the dog and the next day pick it up and keep going. Maybe this will turn into some fundraiser here. That'd be kind of fun. I might put myself to this challenge.
Okay.
Well, we'll see, Carrie. Maybe we'll walk for a cause.
Maybe I'll bring my tent and you can help me set it up.
Oh, are you going to join this walk?
I'll join. If you can do it, I can do it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to reach out to the Let's Connect people and see if we can get this figured out.
We shall see with the K92.3 app. It's the K Country Morning Show, and we're going to end the program today with a little game we like to call Celebrities Gabriel Doesn't Know. Why did that sound like you had to force some enthusiasm over there?
It's Friday, and I'm riding the struggle bus today.
I feel you.
Did you hear how I slurred both of my words?
Struggled to get through that?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Well, you're ready for the weekend. That's all right.
Exactly. Where I'm going to be doing a lot of work. Today is August 23rd, and if today is your birthday, happy birthday. You share a birthday with a rapper who is 27 years old. He is the rapper from Macklemore's Marmalade.
I have no idea.
You know, what's a big fancy boat?
A ship.
No, like where rich people are.
Oh, I got it. I do know who it is.
Okay, who is
Lil
it?
Yachty.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Okay.
Tell me that wasn't great.
There's so many people listening who just went, who?
Who? Huh?
But your kids know who he is.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. This is a kind of mid-birthday. So, do you know this 54-year-old comedian? He played Bob Sugar and Jerry Maguire. He was also the original Last Comic Standing host and a former SNL cast member.
Jay Moore.
You know that one. That's crazy.
I don't know that one.
You looked it up. Yay!
I saw it earlier. Well, I can't help that it was on my Instagram.
Why was it on your Instagram?
I was just scrolling.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know. I watch a lot of comedy stuff, and that one popped up.
Okay, this 93-year-old played Jeannie in I Dream of Jeannie.
I don't know.
Barbara Eden. Loved that show.
Who is that?
She's an actress who played Jeannie in I Dream of Jeannie.
How old is this lady?
93. Did you not listen to a word I said?
I'll be honest. No. I heard you, but I didn't listen. Does that make sense?
Yes, and
I apologize.
Thank you. We're going to move on to the people who are no longer with us. This man died in 1993. He played Chris Chambers in Stand By Me and young Indiana Jones in the third movie, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And he's related to the guy who played the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's not a lake. It's a
pond.
It's not a stream. It's a River Phoenix.
I got it. Nailed it.
This man died in 1996. He's a magnificent dancer. He's in the movie Singing in the Rain.
You know how I feel about those old classics.
I know.
I have no idea who this is.
What pants are made of denim?
Jeans.
So, shorten that a bit.
Gene Wilder.
What's the name that rhymes with my name?
Gene Terry.
Okay, who was the first winner of American Idol?
Kelly Clarkson. Carrie Underwood.
Gene Kelly. Okay. I thought Kelly rhymed with Carrie. That's on me. Okay, the final one. This man was one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He died in 2020. He is just like an inspiration to everyone in the game. And he has, like, every time, like, when you were a kid and you would, like, toss, like, a ball of paper into the garbage, you would be like, hey, you'd be like, bleep, you would say his name.
Kobe
Bryant.
Yep.
It would have been his birthday today. What a shame. Today is cheap flight day and 7 days until Labor Day weekend.
Book your Christmas plane tickets.
The NFL season kicks off in 13 days. I might actually book my flight today.
All right. The world's full of nice people. If you can't find one, you gotta be one. We have 30 minutes of nonstop country coming up here on K92.3.